LEGO has sent us the 1989 Batwing. I've got a time-lapse build. I'm going to tell you what I think of this thing, and we're going to discuss a little bit about just how similar this is to the actual screen-used vehicle from 1989 Batman. It's all coming up right here on Beyond the Brick. Hey everybody, Boone here. Welcome back to Beyond the Brick. This is it, the 1989 Batwing. This thing is a beast. It is incredible. It is heavier than I thought it was going to be. It's maybe a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. It is sturdy. It is swooshable. Look at this thing. This thing is amazing. It's ridiculous. Stick around to the end of the video for a full time-lapse build. But first, let's take a deeper look at the 1989 Batwing. The set number of the 1989 Batwing is 76161. It has 2,363 pieces, and the box here says it is for ages 18 and up. So let's first take a look at some of the little bits that come along with the Batwing. We've got another 1989 Batman. To me, this looks exactly like the one that came out with the 1989 Batmobile last year. If there are any subtle differences, please let me know in the comments. Over here we have the Joker, and he is wearing the outfit, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, this is the outfit he was wearing in a daytime scene where he and his henchmen crash a speech being made out on the street by the Billy D. Williams Harvey Dent. And then this is a henchman that at first I thought was Bob, but then I remembered that Bob, the main henchman for the Joker, has a fedora and long hair, and this is actually Lawrence. Lawrence is bald, and he carries the boombox around when the Joker, wants to kind of like dance to music and cause havoc in Gotham City. Here we have a display stand that can hold the Batwing. This is very similar to the kinds of display stands we're used to seeing on Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars ships. One of the main differences here is those would typically be black, and here, because the Batwing is completely black, I suppose they chose to go a different direction with the color for this stand. So here we have primarily light gray, a light bluish gray, and that allows it to also match the minifigure stand that came with this set, as well as the minifigure stand that came with the Batmobile from last year. The display plate says the Batwing's max speed is 1,406 miles per hour, cruising speed 796.6 miles per hour. It has a length of 18 feet 4 inches, height of 6 feet with landing gear, wingspan of 21 feet and 4 inches. Its engines are 2 turbofan engines, and its weapons are 2 side-mounted miniguns and 4 wing-mounted missile launchers. And of course, the Batwing balances nicely atop this stand, but it is huge. There are only a few moving parts on this Batwing. Each wing has these kind of like louver dampeners that can go up and down. Fairly accurate to the film. There's also these fins on either side of the cockpit, and those do have a bit of adjustability. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't seem to remember that being a function of the Batwing, or if really it's just because these are hinges used in the LEGO set to achieve the proper angle. We can also remove the canopy to reveal the interior of the Batwing. And I think this is a pretty nice detailed interior. There's some controls here that can move around. The seat does recline. The headrest can move a little bit. I do think that, one of the downfalls here is I would love, and I'm sure that the Star Wars people have been struggling with this for years with UCS sets, but I would love to see a Batman figure that would fit in here. This is much larger than minifig scale. It's larger than Technic figs. It is smaller than the Construction figures that we've seen. So I'd love to see who out there is going to come up with an awesome Batman figure that fits inside this Batwing. It looks to me about the same scale as the Batmobile from last year. Then there's also this little spot back here. This is really interesting. It says Bat Engine. I think that's hilarious. It kind of harkens back to the 60s when like everything in the 1960s Batman show was sort of labeled like, Bat bat this, bat that, you know, bat shark spray, kind of ridiculous stuff. This opens up, I think, like this, and there's 2 red crowbars inside. I'm trying to remember if that's a reference to the movie. I'm not sure why there's 2 red crowbars inside the engine bay of the Batwing, but I thought that was funny. I'm sure it's some clever reference to something, and I just think that the bat engine sticker is really funny. Now I'm taking a really detailed look at the differences between the shape of the actual Batwing and the Lego version here. This is going to sound incredibly nitpicky, and please hear me say that I love this model. I'm not trying to pick it apart. I just love the movie so much. I love the model. I want to just take a look at the little subtle differences between the real world geometry and how it played out with Lego geometry. So here's an official top-down image of the Batwing, courtesy of the Lego Ambassador Network. And here I'm overlaying a graphic of the Batwing from the 1989 Batman film. I've chosen to size them by using the same wingspan. And overall, I think you can see that the Lego version is incredibly similar to the actual Batwing. As far as the overall shape goes, it is the best 1989 Batwing model I've ever seen made out of Lego. We've never had an official set that was intended to be specifically the 1989 Batwing before, and of all the mocks that I've seen from Lego fans, I've never seen one as good as this. These wing vent areas, as well as these flight spoilers, are very, very close to where they should actually be, and the rear outside curvature of the wing matches the actual vehicle very well. Where this curve breaks down a little bit is the front edge of the outside curve. Before I started pulling out reference images, this was actually the part of the Batwing that I felt looked to my naked eye the most unlike the actual vehicle from the film. But of course, they're doing the best they possibly can with a limited set of geometry. This also spills over a little bit to the inside curves where we've got pretty distinct straight edges. If you look at the curves on the insides of the wings of the actual Batwing, you're going to see all curve. You're really not going to notice any areas where it flattens out. And here are 3 or 4 sections of these inside curves where you see some flat areas. There's also some subtle differences in the shapes of the curves at the front of the fuselage here, but one thing I'm incredibly impressed with is how identical the shape of the canopy and these 2 fins, these bat wings that come off the edge here, they're virtually identical to the real thing. And really what it comes down to is the Lego designers did such an incredible job with the existing Lego parts catalog. There's some really incredible techniques used to achieve the very interesting shapes in this model. So what do you think about this? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section of this video. As a huge fan of the 1989 Batman film, I am impressed. I think this thing is incredible. I think it's better than I thought it was going to be. Thank you so much to Lego for sending us this copy so that we could share it with our audience here on Beyond the Brick. If you don't want to miss awesome Lego videos every day, please subscribe to Beyond the Brick. And until next time, thanks for watching.